All right, welcome back to another episode of Bodies by Bigelow by your host, Bigelow. So, what do we have here? It's like we're doing a little bit of back and starting with bent over rows. I'm sticking with a 185. You're gonna see me do this for 3 sets. I felt that was a good weight for me, especially with the fat grips. With the fat grips, I'd probably have at least 225. I go up to 275. When I was younger, I'd throw 365 on there and take it for a few, but it's better to get a better contraction. And with this amount of weight, with the fat grips, that's where I was comfortable. Could I have pushed it to 225? Probably, but not sure how many reps I would have got. I'm not sure if my forearms would have given out by then. So kept it 185. Who knows? Next time you might see it a little bit higher, or next time you might not see it with the fat grips. But I'm gonna play it by ear. Like I said, it still takes some getting used to. Still trying to figure out when I should use them and how far I should take it. That's what I'm trying to figure out, if I should do it for a couple and then for the last one up the weight and get a nice good heavy set in. But I haven't figured it out yet, but it's working so far, and I'm not getting ready for any tournament, not getting ready for a show. So I'm just trying to cut weight, stay in the gym, make my workouts as productive as possible while I'm there, and that's pretty much it. I mean, that's the goal, no matter what you're doing. So I'm gonna keep on with the fat grips, and my forearms have been getting a bit more developed, not tremendously, just because I've been doing the arm wrestling for since January now, so what, 10 months. So they've come a long way. They're already pretty decent to start with. So after the bent over rows, I went over to pull downs. And once again, I'm using the fat grips, and there aren't too many attachments I can use the fat grips with for the pull downs. So this is one of them. I think this grip is a little too narrow for my frame, but I did it anyway just because I was sick of doing an attachment with the palms facing me. It's just there's only one for that, and it's not the angled bar. I really like that angled bar with the palms facing in. It's just with the angled bar, there's already rubber pieces already around it. I'm not gonna destroy something that I don't own just to make my grips fit. And when I try and put the grips over the black rubber pieces, it's awkward. It doesn't fit right. So I'll just stick to what I've been doing. Went over here to do single arm bent over rows, which I haven't recorded yet. I've been doing them for 20 years probably. Or maybe a little less, but these are great. You can throw around some heavy weight, of course. Right now, I am not doing that. I have the 70s. Once again, fat grips. It's gonna help me in the long run with my forearms, with the arm wrestling, with the training. But with back, it's not. It might take a step back, which I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I need to figure out exactly what I should do and when. So right now, using the fat grips, and I'm enjoying it. So I'm gonna keep on doing it for a bit. Excuse me. So yeah, my throat's a little not messed up, but I just got done eating. Had ground beef, lean ground beef, of course, with white rice. Measure your food. I'm telling you, measure your food, because if you think that you're eating enough when you're on a bulk, you're not. And if you think you're not, if you think you're cutting enough or eating the right amount when you're on a cut, you're not. You're eating too much. It's always going to be that way. So measure your food. It's just buy a cheap little scale, 10, 15, $20. They last as long as you take care of them, and it's going to help you in the long run, just because you're going to get used to knowing how much you should be eating, and your body gets used to the amounts that you're eating, and count your calories, count your macros. Just get it in. The easy part is coming to the gym. Going to the gym and working out, that's the fun part. That's the easy part. Weighing your food and making sure that you're eating enough when you're bulking and not eating too much when you're cutting, that sucks. That's what's going to keep people from getting to the next step. So the best way to accomplish that is know what your body burns daily or weekly. For, let's say weekly, just because that's a little bit easier to track, because that's how much that's what you're gonna measure everything off of. You're gonna, what I'd recommend doing, weigh yourself every single day for 2 weeks, and then take that number, take all those numbers, add them together, and then divide by 14. That's the weight that's what you really weigh. And then do the same thing for 2 more weeks. Take the amount of calories that you think you'd be maintaining. And if at the end of the 2 weeks you're exactly the same weight, you know that's what you need to eat to maintain that body weight. And if that's the case, you want to bulk, add 500 calories. And if you want to cut, take away 500 calories. It's simple as that. The rest, it's when you're on a bulk, it's a lot easier because you could just load up the calories, load up the carbs, load up the protein that turns into the calories, and then fats. Try and keep them low, but it's not as important. When you're cutting, it's very important. Keep those fats low, and then of course you want to keep your carbs a little bit lower because you're having less calories. So you want the majority of your calories to come from protein. Sorry, I got a little off topic, but while I was rambling, you saw me do seated rows with the straight bar. Once again, I did the fat grips, and I'm doing them high lately. I just want to get my upper back developed a bit more. So that's what you saw me do in the last video, and you see me do it a few times. You're going to continue to see me to do it because it's a staple. It's one of the best movements for you, especially for building your upper back. This right here, this is great for your lats, getting a little bit wider. I don't know if I've ever done single arm pullovers like this. It's not much of a pullover because I'm kind of standing straight up, but I was able to get a pretty good burn out of this. Maybe almost as much as having it with the rope by your sides. It's very similar. You're essentially doing the same thing, but with this one, I was able to concentrate a bit more. That mind muscle connection is huge, so I was able to get a pretty good pump from this. Like I said, I'm not sure if I've ever done it before, but I could see myself doing it again for sure if I'm keeping the weight light. If I want to go a bit heavier, of course, it's easier because you have two hands balancing that weight and you can just swing it towards yourself. Just make sure that you are concentrated. That mind muscle connection, I can't emphasize that enough. That's everything. Whether you're going heavy, whether you're going light, but especially when you're going light, just because you don't want to be there for 30 reps or 40 reps. You want to get that nice squeeze and just concentrate. And so that's what it comes down to. So like I said, haven't really done this movement much, if ever, but I will throw it into my rotation every once in a while for sure. And you see me do this before, of course, just doing shrugs with the cables. I like this. It has a little platform, not the same as doing it with the dumbbells. It's close, but you can go a little bit lighter, just do a slow drag up, squeeze at the top, just like you're doing like a normal shrug, but you're doing a little bit less weight, so you can concentrate a bit more on that mind muscle connection. Once again, with the shrugs, with the dumbbells, you can throw around heavy weight, drop them, and you're gonna feel a good pump. With this, you really need to concentrate a bit more. So I like throwing this in just to keep it interesting, just so I'm not getting bored just going over to the squat rack. Today in my workout, I sometimes I do shrugs at the rack upstairs, and luckily there's 2 floors, so I go down to the downstairs one just to switch things up, just to get a different atmosphere. One, for the camera, which is the least of my worries. I mean, I want you to watch my videos, but that's not the biggest reason. I want to make sure that I'm keeping myself occupied while I'm at the gym. There's plenty of people to talk to, plenty of great people, but I keep my headphones in. Even right here, my headphones are in. My radio is not playing. My music is not playing. It's to keep certain people not asking too many questions. But if you do have questions and you need help, let me know.